The Earth is safe from the giant asteroid Apophis when it flies extremely close to our planet in 2029, then returns for seconds in 2036, NASA scientists announced today, January 10th. The chances of an impact in 2036 are less than 1 in a million, they added. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Asteroid Apophis, which is the size of 3.5 football fields, was discovered in June 2004 and gained infamy after a preliminary study suggested it had a 2.7% chance of hitting the Earth during its 2029 flyby. Subsequent observations ruled out an impact in 2029, but astronomers were closely studying Apophis' return in 2036. Now, new observations of asteroid Apophis recorded Wednesday, January 9th, have revealed the space rock poses no real threat to the Earth in 2036, NASA officials said. Astronomers tracked the asteroid as Apophis made a distant flyby of Earth at a range of about 9.3 million miles. The impact odds as they stand now are less than 1 in a million, which makes us comfortable saying we can effectively rule out an Earth impact in 2036, Don Yeomans, manager of NASA's Near-Earth Object Program Office, said in a statement. The office is based at the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. See photos of giant asteroid Apophis. Our interest in asteroid Apophis will essentially be for its scientific interest for the foreseeable future, Yeomans said. And that scientific interest will be high. When Apophis buzzes the Earth on April 13, 2029, it will come within 19,400 miles, 31,300 kilometers, of our planet. That's closer than some geostationary satellites, which orbit the Earth at a range of 22,370 miles, 36,000 kilometers, and will be the closest flyby of an asteroid the size of Apophis in recorded history, NASA officials said. But much sooner, a closer approach by a lesser-known asteroid is going to occur in the middle of next month when a 40-meter-sized asteroid, 2012 DA-14, flies safely past Earth's surface at about 17,200 miles, said Yeomans. With new telescopes coming online, the upgrade of existing telescopes, and the continued refinement of our orbital determination process, there's never a dull moment working on near-Earth objects. Apophis is a near-Earth asteroid, meaning its orbit around the Sun brings it within 1.3 times the distance between the Sun and Earth. Its full name is Apophis 99942. After Apophis was discovered in 2004, the asteroid was given a 2.7% chance of hitting Earth in 2029, causing a great deal of media attention. It also for a time had a small chance of hitting Earth in 2036. Additional observations have shown it will not hit Earth in 2029 or in 2036. Nevertheless, in 2029 Apophis will come closer to Earth than our geostationary communications satellites, likely sparking a great deal of public interest. The Planetary Society has submitted recommendations to the U.S. scientific community that identify science and outreach opportunities. We also present these recommendations at workshops and conferences. How to pronounce Apophis. Apophis is pronounced Apophis, generally with an emphasis on the second syllable. Click here to listen to a recording. What does Apophis mean? In Egyptian mythology, Apophis was a serpent and the enemy of Ra, the sun god. Every night Apophis sought to bring eternal darkness on the world before being defeated by Ra at sunrise. Who discovered Apophis? Apophis was discovered on June 19, 2004, by Roy Tucker, David Tholin, and Fabrizio Bernardi at the Kitt Peak National Observatory in Arizona. Tucker was a 2002 grant recipient from our Shoemaker Near-Earth Object Grant Program, which funds advanced amateur astronomers who find, track, and characterize near-Earth objects. Apophis in New York City. Apophis in New York City. Asteroid Apophis would fit neatly inside the Battery, a park at the tip of Manhattan in New York City. This image shows an artist's concept of Apophis in the park to illustrate its size in comparison to the rest of the New York City skyline. The image is free for media and educational use with attribution image, the Planetary Society. How big is Apophis? Like most asteroids, Apophis is too small for us to figure out its exact shape and size from Earth. Radar images have shown it measures 450 meters, 1,500 feet, across its longest axis, equivalent to about 5 football fields and taller than the Empire State Building in New York City. It is approximately 170 meters on its shortest axis. It is likely egg-shaped or even dual-lobed like Arrokoth, the small world NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew past in 2019. Will Apophis hit Earth? Not anytime soon. It definitely will miss Earth in 2029 and 2036, and radar observations of Apophis during the asteroid's flyby in March 2021 ruled out an impact for at least the next 100 years. An asteroid over Chelyabinsk. This artist's rendering shows an 18-meter-wide asteroid exploding over the Russian city of Chelyabinsk in 2013. The event damaged buildings and sent more than 100 people to the hospital. Image, Don Davis. Why did the probability of Apophis impact in 2029 go up before it went down to zero? Soon after its discovery, more observations of Apophis refined the asteroid's trajectory, and the range of trajectories still included Earth. More observations refined its path around the Sun and excluded Earth, bringing the probability of a 2029 impact down to zero. What would happen if Apophis hit Earth? Apophis would cause widespread destruction up to several hundred of kilometers from its impact site. The energy released would be equal more than 1,000 megatons of TNT, or tens to hundreds of nuclear weapons. How big was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs? The asteroid that led to the extinction of the dinosaurs, as well as 70% of all species on Earth, was at least 10 to 15 kilometers wide. It was much larger than Apophis, though millions of people could still die if an Apophis-sized asteroid struck a major metropolitan area. How close will Apophis come to Earth in 2029? On April 13, 2029, Apophis will pass as close as 30,600 kilometers, 19,000 miles, above the Earth. If you're superstitious, that's on a Friday the 13th. How close will Apophis come to Earth in 2036? On March 30th, 2036, Apophis will pass Earth at a much further distance, 8.4 million kilometers, 5.2 million miles. That's more than 20 times the distance between the Earth and Moon. Will we be able to see Apophis? During the 2029 pass, Apophis will be visible from Europe, Africa, and Western Asia, looking like a somewhat bright star, magnitude 3.1, moving rapidly across the sky. It will be much too far away to be visible without telescopes in 2036. Will Apophis hit our geostationary communications satellites? No. Apophis will pass closer to Earth than some of our geostationary satellites, but its path will be inclined away from the equator and not carry it through the region these satellites occupy. How do astronomers determine if an asteroid like Apophis will hit Earth? It's not just enough to find asteroids, they must be tracked with follow-up observations that measure where they are at different times. These observations, which are performed by both professional and talented amateur astronomers around the world, are submitted to the Minor Planet Center. Groups at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in the US and the NEODIS program in Italy compute asteroid orbits from those observations. The number and quality of observations determines the uncertainty in predictions. Sometimes when asteroids come close enough to Earth, radar is used to get more precise distance data that can be used to further refine their orbits. Occasionally, spacecraft visit near-Earth asteroids, allowing even more precise orbits to be determined. Could we stop an asteroid like Apophis? With enough warning time before impact, meaning many years, we could change the orbit of an asteroid the size of Apophis enough to cause it to miss the Earth, but this would require a coordinated global effort. To learn more about planetary defense, including deflecting asteroids, see our planetary defense page or take our free 1-hour online class Asteroid Threat 101. Is anyone planning a mission to Apophis? There is no mission currently planned to visit Apophis. Various missions are under discussion, including at the Apophis T9 Years Workshop in November 2020. The Planetary Society called for missions to Apophis in our submission to the Planetary Science Decadal Survey. In 2007 and 2008, the Planetary Society held a $50,000 Apophis mission design competition to design a mission that would tag Apophis to better know its orbit.